Guys, what's up? Spartacus here, back for another Blackrock Mountain preview. We revealed two cards the other day. It took me a little while to get around to doing this. Been rather busy, but I'd like to go over my opinions on the cards and just give you a little preview of them and how they might impact the game. So, the first card is Dragon Egg. It is a 1 mana minion that's 0/2, and it reads, whenever this minion takes damage, summon a 2/1 Whelp. So, this card's kind of cool. First of all, Whelps are classified as dragons. So there's that whole dragon synergy going on. So when they hit the field, if there are, so far we haven't seen any cards that synergize with other dragons on the field. But if that does happen, then, Whelps are that. And in this case, they're 2/1. A lot of times they've been 1/1. So 2/1 Whelp. And so yeah, that means that basically this card on its own, if you can get it to get hit for 1 damage each time, can be a 1 mana 4/2, two 2/1s. If it just gets killed, then it's a 2/1, although it is, or then it's just a 2/1. It is vulnerable to silence, I guess, but can be a waste of silence in most cases. So this is kind of just, it has the ability to be buffed up, and that's where I think a lot of, I think this might help the onset of Zoo again. Zoo has disappeared, and this is one of the cards that'll be really good for Zoo, because Zoo basically relies on buffs. So buffing this up, getting its health up a little bit more, making it, get hit a few times, and just spawning all these whelps over and over again could be pretty good. Because it's 1 mana, it can be played. Like, it's not necessarily that slow of a card. We've seen Rubian Egg played all the time in Warlock. So maybe this will be added to that kind of Warlock Demon deck, in kind of a different way. Another anti-aggro thing, you Defender of Argus it, then they have to run into it, but they have to make sure when they run into it, they kill it immediately, or it spawns just another whelp. So that's pretty cool. I think it's a cool card. I'm not sure if we'll see it. I think it'll be, obviously all the cards in this expansion will be experimented with, and I think it looks like it would be good for Warlock. Warlock is good with low drops, because they can keep drawing, so it doesn't matter if your curve is a little low for Warlock, you can keep drawing. So maybe this will be added to some aggro decks, maybe a dragon aggro, if that exists right now. I don't think it will with the cards we've seen, but who knows. And in general, a well-designed card that I think will see some play, and we'll see if it sticks around. So cool card there. The second one is the Dragon King Sorcerer. It is a 4 mana 3/5 that reads, whenever you target this minion with a spell, gain +1/+1. So basically, 4 mana 3/5 it's the average these days. It's like the Violet Teacher, the Tazdingo, the Burly Rockjaw Trog, but those cards see play. Tazdingo sees play because it's a taunt. Burly Rockjaw Trog does not see play, and Violet Teacher sees play in Oil Rogue because of all the 1/1. Like these types of cards, they have significant impact. This card on its own, I'm just not sure about. When I first saw this, because you have to target it. It doesn't matter if your opponent targets. You have to target it, and you have to target it with a spell. So another minion can't target it with a buff, like give it Divine Shield from an Archer Protector or something like that. It has to be a spell from your hand that you target on this. So at first I thought Spare Parts, and then I was like, but Spare Parts only really exist in mech decks, except for Toshli. They're all mech related. So Toshli's too slow, and if you're gonna, put a bunch of spare parts in your deck, you probably won't have dragons in it. Maybe, I'm not sure, but I doubt that would work. So I was thinking of the classes that it would work with, and the only class that actually currently runs buff spells is Priest. No other class, I don't think so. From what I was just thinking about, I mean, Rockbiter Weapon, I guess, exists for Shaman and stuff like that, but for the most part, it's Priest. So Priest has Power Word Shield. Some of them runs Velen's Chosen now, and Power Word Shield's an excellent card. Velen's Chosen is as well. It's a little bit iffy for Constructed, but Power Word Shield's in pretty well every Priest deck. But would you run this 4-drop when Priest already doesn't have room for like anything else, and like just because it might get a little bit of value? I guess if you get the health up really high, then you can Light of the Naru it and then buff it again, which is kind of interesting. So I think Priest will try this out. I don't think it'll work. So right now I'm going to reserve my judgment fully. I'm reserving all my judgment on a lot of these cards until we see the full set and see what could be done. But right now, I think that Dragon King Sorcerer will be experimented with and not work, and Dragon Egg will be experimented with and will be kept in a very small amount of Warlock decks. So, but either way, they're both interesting cards, and they're not bad cards. So, it's nice to see cards like this introduced to the game where you're iffy on if they will work or not, and they'll be in maybe a small amount of decks because you don't want cards like Doctor Broom that are in every deck, and you don't want it's not cool to see cards either that are just so bad that they'll never be played unless they're like really hilarious, like Alarmbot and stuff like that. So that's my assessment of these two cards. Keep it locked here for more of the previews when the cards come out. And thanks for watching. I'm Spartacus, and I will see you next time.